So what you just heard there was the sound of a Wurlitzer 200A. I'm not sure exactly what time period it's from, 60s, 70s, somewhere around there. I went online to, I don't know, Craigslist, Facebook, Reverb, Local, looking for one of these things. I've been asked in comments before, what is that instrument and where do I get one? It's a Wurlitzer 200A. I went out on my own looking for one because I love the sound of it too. I found one, drove, I don't know, an hour and a half away to a warehouse, and we plugged it in and it made the sound. So I was like, I didn't know that much about it, so I bought it and got it home, had tons of problems with it. So it kept on just like shutting off in the middle of me playing it. So I finally found in Atlanta a guy named Mark Ross who repaired my Wurlitzer amazingly. He could have taken it farther and charged more money, but he really worked with me to find out exactly what about it I wanted to improve and get it like really dialed in at the least possible expense to me. And that whole experience taught me I should have just found him in the first place if I wanted a Wurlitzer. If you want a Wurlitzer, call him up or try to find Mark Ross. He will help you. He will not only help you, but he has a lot of inventory actually. So and all of his inventory, he can work with you just how he worked with me and my Wurlitzer to get yours exactly how you want it. And that is the news of this video. Is I had a problem with my sustain pedal. I went over there to have him fix it, and he has Fender Rhodes over there, which I love the Fender Rhodes. I had an 88 key Fender Rhodes that would never tune properly, so I sold it. But I love the Fender Rhodes, and in particular I love that sound of the stereo tremolo vibrato. We got to get into that because that's another this is vibrato here. The difference between tremolo and vibrato is one of them is pitch changing and the other one is volume changing. So you like my hand motions there? This is pitch and volume. I think that does a pretty good job of explaining it. But the vibrato on a Wurlitzer is volume going up and down. I really like the Rhodes, how it goes back and forth. Now, that's not the only difference. I could sit here, Mark really could talk more about this, but the Wurlitzer fundamentally is using reeds, and the Rhodes is using tines to make the sound. So two completely different sounds. What's in my mind is that the Wurlitzer is with the reeds, it's got a square wave or saw wave, maybe square. I'll stick to square. I'm starting to not know what I'm talking about here. But so it's a little more. It's got a little more energy. The sound wave is jagged. It has maybe a little more distortion and character. The Rhodes, I think, is supposed to be a sine wave with the tines. It's very, very smooth. But I found one thing I found out and learned is that a lot of Rhodes aren't set up right. They're very durable. They've made it to this year from all the way from the 60s and 70s, but a lot of them are not set up very well, where they start they'll have more and more fundamental to the note, and the character kind of goes away, and there's an adjustment on the tines that dials in the exact right amount of character versus fundamental to each note that you want. So Mark is gonna dial all that stuff in for me on my new Rhodes. I feel kind of bad because I'm not really like a keyboard person, and I'm just kind of getting into keyboards. But this goes along with my last video even that I made. Is there's a lot of value to not just scrolling through a bunch of presets on a keyboard and actually getting out there and putting your hands on the real instrument that a lot of these like plugins and patches and keyboards are trying to sound like. Because you're really gonna, to me, I learn the best when I put my hands on something in real life and have a visceral one-on-one experience with it. So I'm really excited about this Rhodes. I'm gonna make some more videos about it when it's ready. But Mark has kindly sent me a video of him playing it before it's undergone his restoration that we talked about and customized. So here's Mark Ross playing my Fender Rhodes before.